Yo.
What's good, fam? It's your boy, Dwayze on Blaze. You know the name, you know the face, you know the time, and you know the place. Yeah. Okay, so today it's a brand new react. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be reacting to idiot rappers who destroyed their careers in a matter of seconds. Alright? This is just for you aspiring rappers out there, you know, just to learn how to maneuver the industry and don't fall off, don't catch an L, don't catch a stray, you know, don't blunder, really. You know what I'm saying? So we want to see where the flops are, where the fumbles were, who did what, when, why, how, where, what. You know what I'm saying? So let's just get into it, bro. Just, why not?
Rappers deserve their failure, but not for the reason you think, and that's
Shots out the gate. Rappers deserve their failure. Like, what's wrong with this guy?
because the world of rap has changed drastically in the last 15 years. We're
guys,
no longer in the age of Biggie
rap has
Smalls,
changed.
Tupac, and Eminem. We're in the age of 6ix9ine and Lil Pump, and with this has come
The age of 6ix9ine and Lil Pump. I think we passed that age, Baba. I think we're right now in the age of Cardi and Yeet, if I'm being honest with you.
a drastic change in the culture of rap. Too many artists are now falling victim to
Soulja
the allure
Boy,
of exciting
tell 'em.
and lavish lifestyles. They stop caring about the art of music and rely on their past success to determine their future. And when fame and fortune become the driving force
Blueface,
rather
baby.
than a genuine passion for music,
Neighborhood
the fall
Crip.
from grace is always inevitable. But there's so much more to the story. The biggest rappers are surrounded by a web of fake friendships and ulterior motives. The mid-rappers turn to
Not
NFT
Kanye.
scams to bring in the money. And
Yeah,
with
of course
so many
Soulja Boy
rappers finding
scamming
fame
with
from
MNT
TikTok and
NFTs.
Instagram, their instantaneous fame is the epitome of their downfall. Modern rap has a major elephant in the room, and that's the idea of authenticity. Now, rappers love to give us a glimpse into an artist's
Wait.
lifestyle in their music
Wait.
videos. They
Wait.
give us a mirage of their life: fast cars, stacks of cash, never-ending party, surrounding themselves with beautiful women, and the promise of an exciting life. And
I
yet
just
this
wanna
is
rock.
never reality.
Buddy,
Reality
yada, yada.
is, the glamorous lifestyle they paint often has more to do with the image than reality. And when you've got just one hit song, sustaining that
Xan of
illusion
all
becomes
men.
quite a challenge and eventually it comes crashing down. A prime example of this is Lil Xan, who is 22 years
Hey,
old when he
guys.
uploaded his first song
The Lil Xan era, that was a funny time, bro. That was a funny time, bro. But you know what, let's just...
to
I digress.
SoundCloud. After getting recognition from both a wide audience and some old school rappers, he'd been taken under the wing of Stat Quo. In 2017, Lil Xan released a single called Betrayed. It quickly became Lil Xan's
Like, I honestly feel like Xan, when he came out, this was 2017, right? This was like peak SoundCloud era. This was literally peak SoundCloud era. Like, I feel like somehow all the hype and all the build up, he just managed to be at the right place, right time, you know what I'm saying? And he capitalized. But clearly didn't last long, unfortunately.
breakthrough
Such
moment,
is life,
gaining
guys.
momentum until peaking at 64 on the Billboard 100. Just a couple months after its release,
that the song that
people
says,
loved the song because of its
"Sands don't
relatable,
make
deep
you,
lyrics and its
sands
catchy
don't
melody. The song was then
break you."
certified platinum, a huge achievement for any artist. And since the single did so well,
There was
Lil
another song by Xan. There was only one song by Xan I liked. That song was like, how did it go? I'm in a fast car. I forgot, bro. I
Xan
actually
rushed to
forgot
get
how
his
it goes.
debut album, Total Xanarchy,
Oh, it
out.
goes-
But this
I lost my brain. Ho, na 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 na, do my thing. That song was fire. Whatever song that was, I think it was produced by Mike Will or Ear Drummers, if I'm not mistaken. But that was the only song I really liked by Xan.
time, it didn't work out as planned. You see, according to Lil Xan, his manager made all the decisions for him. He couldn't even choose which songs would be on the album. And as you may have guessed, the album didn't live up to the
Dude,
hype of his hit
2.5.
song. While Betrayed had
Doo-doo
over
garbage.
184 million views on YouTube, almost all the other songs would barely
184 million, and that was back then. Wait,
scratch 50 million views.
Did I read
Obviously still very impressive, but Lil Xan still wasn't happy with the reception, and critics weren't impressed either, with YouTubers like The Needle Drop saying, Total Xanarchy is way too drab to even be dumb fun.
I wonder how many
with the
views
album
it's on
receiving
right
bad
now.
reviews left, right, and center, and all the messages in the song seeming to fail.
I was sure
you
he was
just
a
got through
youngin' back
talking
then.
about Xans don't do nothing for
He
you,
hadn't grown
okay?
up yet.
Was the message in that song just like not what I thought it was? It wasn't to spread awareness that the drugs don't really help you in the long run. It was just trying to say that, nah, this one don't help, but this one might.
But instead of going back to the drawing board and rethinking his process, Lil Xan blamed
Hey,
his
it's
managers
logic,
and everything else he could think of, and this would become a pattern. According to his manager Stat, Lil Xan simply didn't care about his upcoming album.
He was just
Yo,
doing
Adam
drugs
looks
and
like
having
such
random ass-
a like a queer rapper with that hairstyle.
Girls come over every night.
While his
Queer
manager
white
would try
rapper.
to connect Lil Xan with major artists, Lil Xan regularly failed to even show up to the meetings and interviews. He was still riding on his one success, like it would last forever.
Aibo!
And while skipping out on interviews and
He didn't look
important
committed
events,
to that. He didn't even look committed to that. He looked like scared to hit his TV. Oh, am I gonna be able to afford another one? Boom, boom.
that he could have used to grow as an artist, he would instead spend his time taking home women, doing drugs, and generally
Take
living
your
on
woman,
borrowed
take
time.
your Noah
A common
Cyrus.
thing with many modern rappers. According to Lil
Miley's
Xan,
sister, I
he
remember
bought
that
3 separate Los
weird
Angeles
time.
apartments as well as
Oh, he had cribs.
$130,000 Mercedes
He had the
Benz
G-Wagon on deck.
All the while, his popularity and recognition
Wow.
was fading as he continued to neglect his career. But what made it much worse was that most of it was bought on credit, meaning he hadn't actually earned the money yet, and the walls were closing in around him. And without a hit album, it was all gonna collapse. His artificial luxury lifestyle, used to gain more clout and bolster his
Just
public
as the
image,
ball of
was
Eddie.
all on borrowed credit.
Jumbo
he would
family
continue down
pack
his
size.
path, wasting more and more time trying to transition to just being an internet celebrity instead of a rapper.
Man think he-
Constantly
man think he
filming on
XXX
Instagram and
Tentacion.
Twitter all the mundane parts of his life, trying to connect with his audience. But without any good new music or anything meaningful to say, it didn't work out too well. But also a lot of his failing could be blamed
Sounds like
on
a
his
skater
addiction
druggy
issues.
boy.
On social media, he was vocal about mental health, addiction, and personal struggles. But instead of turning that suffering into art like other artists would, he
Hey,
rested on
R.I.P.
fading
Pete,
laurels. What audience he did have left was powerless, watching as his mental health declined.
Gone too
And while the
soon.
G-Wagon was a prized possession for Lil Xan, he'd post a video of how he had a manic episode and keyed his car out of frustration.
Oh,
I
well.
want to show y'all what mental illness really fucking looks
Show
like.
us.
Y'all want to see what that looks like?
Show us then.
I just did this to my car. Scratched it, keyed it up. I just bought it. I just bought this fucking car. Keyed.
Ungrateful.
Lil Xan also
Unappreciative.
spoke about how he threw a skateboard at
Entitled.
his TV, and the list just goes on.
I'm going through so much shit. I just found out my dad is a fucking crackhead. No, stop. I just found out my dad is a fucking crackhead.
What? I remember that.
Yo, look,
Yo,
they
Zan
trying
was
to
crazy.
look. They're really trying to take me off live right now.
Why's that man grabbing his hat?
His self-destructive tendencies had escaped his own mind. Of course, all of this was costing him a lot of money that he didn't have. And the fall would
Aish.
continue greatly, as in July 2019, at a
Pulls
7-Eleven
hand
parking
gun
lot,
on man
Lil Xan
during
pulled out a
Tupac
pistol
argument.
and pointed it at somebody with his finger over the
this
trigger.
guy was hating
The
on
man had
Tupac,
approached Lil Xan
disrespecting.
and confronted him for calling Tupac's music boring.
How
and
dare
while
he?
Lil Xan's reaction was met with backlash,
dare you,
Xan
Xan?
addressed the incident on social media shortly after. I was about to be attacked.
Wait, the media's gonna try and twist what just happened at a gas station. I was about to be attacked and resorted to having to use self-defense. Fuck all you old head-ass bitches still talking about that Tupac shit. Live your own life and stop picking on a kid. Yo, was he like 20 years old? How old was this guy?
And resorted to having to use self-defense. Fuck all you old head ass bitches. Still
Oh,
talking
damn.
about that Tupac shit, live your own life, he wrote. And stop picking on a kid. Showing how big his
Stop
ego had gotten
disrespecting
on borrowed
Tupac,
credit. And it
the
didn't
goat.
stop there. Lil Xan would post a series of
Tupacular.
Instagram stories claiming he was hospitalized due to a hot Cheeto overdose of all things. Lil
Hey.
Xan claimed it ripped something in my stomach open.
This guy's
Now
freaking
obviously
stories
everyone
were some
questioned the
other bro.
authenticity of
Hot
his claims,
Cheetos.
with most saying he
OD.
did this for some clout. Lil Xan made a joke of the overdose later on, but it was clearly a way to hide his real addiction issues. I mean, it's not
I think he really was joking and people just took him seriously, to be honest.
surprising that someone
He
who
was
named
trolling.
themselves after Xanax would have a problem with it. But as
Xanax
time went
boy.
on, it got worse and worse. Lil Xan was popping them constantly while on tour, toxifying his physical, mental, and financial health. But instead of blaming himself, his ego blindsided
Oh,
him,
that
blaming his
tattoo.
manager Stat Quo instead for
The tears, oh, the water, what do you call that? Ish, guys. Hold on. Oh, wake up. All right, let's carry on.
forcing him to take the drugs, which seems pretty unlikely. And when Lil Xan's biggest inspiration
Yeah,
Mac
that's
Miller
cap.
died from an overdose,
That's big
Lil
cap.
Xan would eventually go to rehab. And whilst Lil Xan checked into rehab on his own, taking
Look what
care
this
of his
guy's
drug
wearing.
habits,
What is that? Like, why as a grown man are you wearing this? Like, you're a whole grown man, fam. But hey, let me not discriminate genders and 5 million genders and all that, whatever. I don't
mental
know.
health, this then further pushed his career into a corner. Lil Xan's money then fell away.
I remember when he popped
and
out with
even
this
had
girl
to
like,
give up
yo,
his
this is my new
G-Wagon
girl.
because he couldn't afford to pay the $30,000 he still owed.
Not
And
the
while Lil
G-Wagon.
Xan has been releasing more music, it hasn't really hit the
Not
same.
the G
Owing to his
Wageezy.
problems and his attitude, he missed a shot at a good, long career, and he's been trying to bounce back ever since. Whether he'll manage this is another story entirely.
Damn, is that how he
Whilst
looks
rapping
now?
about that kind of life might work, actually living it can put the brakes on your
Yo.
whole career.
He looked
Something
like
Lil
such an
Xan found out
emo-
the hard way. Rap and hip hop
Wait,
have
he's
always
always. Wait, why are you bringing 15 to this? Don't bring my man's 15 to this. But anyway, now Xan, bro, he looks kind of like he looks so like sad. Like, yo, what?
be materialistic. The gold chains and diamond watches definitely aren't a new thing, but as the genres
Right.
evolved, it became something else entirely. Every kid with 1,000 hits on SoundCloud was almost obligated to make it look like the Jeff Bezos in disguise. Money equals success, so clearly looking richer and having a larger golden chain makes you more successful than
Yeah,
the
is
next
that
guy.
Bieber?
At first this worked well for rappers, but over time,
Bieber
the
made it.
lifestyle's got so much more demanding that it's completely out of reach for anyone without a 9-figure bank account. Today, more rappers are following
Lambo
MC
side.
Hammer's footsteps than Jay-Z's, buying a mansion today.
Man really said these days rappers are following MC Hammer's footsteps instead of Jay-Z's. Instead of Jay-Z's, you know? MC Hammer. Damn. That's cold. He cold.
Only to lose it tomorrow. And as we saw with Lil Xan, faking it until you make it only works when you can actually make it. A quick explosion of success
Yo, this
doesn't
guy's taking
guarantee it'll
shots.
keep going
What?
forever, despite how it might feel. And knowing this, it's no surprise why the rapper behind the song Whoopty failed too. And while
Whoopty!
CJ didn't throw everything he had into a
What
lavish
signs
lifestyle,
am I doing?
he didn't understand the rap world.
I don't know.
He used his
I'm not
family
in
to
a
get
gang.
to the top and suddenly stopped. The reality is that rap is evolving.
Nepotism.
And to be one of the greats, you need to do something different. You see, one of the exciting parts of the evolution of rap is that anybody can hit stardom because of a simple TikTok dance. But to become
Facts.
anything back in the day, you had to make your name known. And the only way people would listen to your music is by word of mouth, not a
Facts.
random app. So those who made it big had a loyal fan base. But it wasn't always easy to gain the loyal fan base. But these days, people are sitting around waiting for a rapper they barely know to drop an album. And in order to do that today, you have to
6GOD.
grind. But then you get rappers like CJ, when nothing about what he did as a rapper was a grind. You see, CJ's rise to fame in early 2021
Bob.
with his hit track Whoopty
I remember
was
that
nothing
song.
short of meteoric. The song quickly became an anthem, and
Yeah,
CJ's
guys,
grit
Whoopty like just came out of nowhere. Like, but it was, I think it was also peak like US drill wave. Like when pop was popping, then CJ just, you know, had to attach himself onto that freaking wave. But yeah, we don't see CJ today.
gritty lyrics and energetic flow brought him to the forefront of the rap scene. But while his rise to fame came overnight, his decline did too. CJ was a Staten Island native who was a nobody, at least from the rap
Damn,
world's
he was a
perspective.
nobody,
CJ
wow.
started making music when he was
How
about
dare you.
9 years old, and he would record and upload songs to YouTube and SoundCloud at the age of 14. While his passion for music wasn't something he made a career out of, CJ was lucky enough to have some big connections in the industry. CJ's
Bro,
uncle
CJ looks so better without the freaking like those sideburns that he cut. Like he just had some weird bulky ass sideburns, bro. It was like weird. And who's this nigga looking like freaking Tony Stark out here? Looking like the Mexican Tony Stark.
manager James Cruz
going
is a
on?
well-established executive in the music business, with a track record of working with major artists and record labels. James Cruz played a significant role in the careers of artists
It's
like
Diddy.
Diddy, 50 Cent, Nicki Minaj, French Montana, and Rick Ross.
Oh, he
James Cruz
connected,
was well
connected.
connected, and his nephew wanted to become an artist.
Drama.
So he was happy to take CJ under his wing and help him start up a solid career. So while the song Whoopty felt like it came out of nowhere,
Yeah, look at those
CJ's
sideburns,
fame wasn't
dude.
out of pure luck. Before creating the song that made him famous,
I
CJ's
know
music
my
was
sideburns
primarily
aren't the
in the
best,
hip-hop
but-
and rap field.
His
Using
ones
connections
look
with his
terrible.
uncle, CJ even had a song called Pop, which featured 6ix9ine. Just like all his other songs until this point, it didn't gain much traction.
It's just crazy how far removed we are from this era already. This wasn't even that long ago. Like CJ and 6ix9ine were popping. Like what is 6ix9ine even doing these days? Like that boy just blowing bags and like scamming. Like apparently, allegedly, you know, don't sue me.
But eventually, when he released the song Whoopty, inspired by the success of other New York drill artists, his life would take a drastic turn. And that's
Such
when
as
CJ would
Pop Smoke, such as what's my guy's name? The guy was coming up with Fabio Foreign.
give drill rap a shot. Not only did he have a voice for it, but he also grew up in the same place as Pop Smoke, making it
Oh,
easy for
word?
CJ to grab some attention. That coupled with Pop Smoke's unfortunate murder meant there was a gap in the field. So CJ embraced the drill style and created a track with an infectious beat and catchy hook.
Oh wait,
The song gave
he dropped Whoopty after Pop died? Is that true?
massive
He
popularity
took
through
the
a viral
source from Pop.
Dance Challenge and received a significant co-sign from Cardi B, a prominent New York rapper.
Cardi
These factors
Bizzle.
combined with radio play and DJ support propelled Whoopty to become an anthem on the streets and airwaves.
Propelled Whoopty. Whoopty.
Everything was looking up, and by 2021, CJ signed his first record deal using his uncle's connections to
don't be
Warner
posing now.
Records, one of the biggest record labels about, giving CJ the opportunity to market the song the right way, and slowly the listeners came in, with the song eventually reaching
Whoopty.
number 10 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart in February 2021,
Carl
and
Johnson.
now has over 450 million views on YouTube. But CJ's rise to fame quickly came with controversy, starting by simply using the term Whoopty. You see, Whoopty was a term used primarily by the notorious New York Blood Gang. It was a gang calling, a way for members to greet each other. And although CJ
Bullin'
is seen
boys.
wearing New York Blood Gang clothing items in his video and using their calling, he's never even come close to being involved with them. And so as the song became popular, the gang members were frustrated. Who was this boy from Brooklyn using their words, acting like he was part of them? They said he was stealing their words, and so CJ received threats for it.
Yo. Only gang members will say, or gang members and rappers, like, yo, he stole my word. That's my word. Okay? We invented that. So, if we're going by that same logic, that means Americans stole all the words from the Englishmen. Y'all stole a whole language. So what are you talking about right now? You stole a word. Come on, it's not even your word to begin with. You didn't even create English, dude. Relax.
It. But
Calm
CJ
down.
denied
Chill
trying
out.
to steal the word. This happened to be a lie, since CJ allegedly tried to
Whoopty.
trademark the word Whoopty in October
Whoopty.
2020, digging a hole deeper for
Whoop.
himself. Nonetheless, CJ would release his debut album in 2021,
Oh, really?
Loyalty
Pop was always
Over
saying,
Royalty.
whoop.
The album is fully backed by Warner Music, and they even connected CJ with French Montana to help produce
of
the
course,
album.
French
Now,
Montana.
whilst most of the songs didn't do very well,
Most
one
featured
song
man
did
of all
stand
time.
out, Bob. It didn't reach the same success, but it still received over 20
Most
million
featured hit
views.
maker.
It's more than enough for a somewhat aspiring artist, but kind of not what you'd expect from somebody who just released music with over 450 million views. Perhaps CJ got ahead of himself, as you can see him wearing expensive watches and driving a Rolls
Why is he wearing a
Royce,
CB
showing
chain?
off his
Chris
almost
Brown?
certainly fake, lavish
Oh!
lifestyle. But everything about
Bro. That just reminded me of a song. That shot right there.
watches and driving a
Wait,
Rolls
wait.
Royce, showing
This
off
one.
his almost certainly
You know I got what it
fake,
takes to make
lavish
the
lifestyle.
club go
But
out of
everything about
control.
CJ was
Who
fake.
knows that
His
song?
way of rising to the top.
Let me know
all
in the
came
comments
from his
if you know
connections
that
with his
song.
uncle.
Tell me who
Or
sang it.
CJ claimed to catch fame like
Or who
other
rapped it.
SoundCloud rappers. His being in the gang was fake.
That's
His
the
buying
same
all these
shot from
cars
that
was
video
fake.
too.
And although his most famous song was a drill rap song, nothing else he'd make could live up to the hype. He'd been called an industry plant because he never had to earn his way up. He had all
Bloody.
the tools handed to him by his uncle. So CJ
Is that
split
Corey's-
from Warner Records shortly after its
Coilere's
release
dad?
due to, quote, creative differences. And although he'd create more music, he'd move away from the drill rap scene that made him famous.
Oh,
Clearly
damn.
fans of his Whoopty song no longer resonated with the music and didn't give him a second chance. Then in 2020, CJ just stopped making music. He stopped going to shows and pretty much disappeared. Why did this aspiring artist, with all this potential laid out in front of him, just suddenly disappear off the map? Well, a
COV,
year later,
dude.
his fanbase would
COV.
finally find out. CJ took a hiatus from his music career primarily to focus on personal matters, particularly
He's still on that hiatus, isn't he?
his family and being father to a child. On his return, he explained on Twitter, "I took a year off to raise my son and be a father. To me, that's gangster." The announcement
took
of
off
this
1
return
year.
came with a new single called
Just 1 year.
Gangster that's received almost no
raise a
attention.
child.
CJ had just turned 180 degrees on his fanbase, ignoring them for a year to raise a child, whilst also
Why
still
man look
putting
like
on his fake
Pablo
persona
Escobar?
as a gangster. But you see, the issue with the rap world is that having a child in the gangster rap industry is that this completely goes against the value systems of this culture. While
What?
CJ always associated himself
Having a child in the rap game or the rap industry, gangster rap industry, goes against the agenda? Wait, what did he actually say? Wait, whoa. This guy's just saying anything now. Wait.
persona as a gangster. But you see, the issue with the rap world is a child, whilst also still putting on his fake 80 degrees on his fanbase, ignoring them for a year to raise a child, whilst also still putting on his fake persona as a gangster. But you see, the issue with the rap world is that having a child in the gangster rap industry is that this completely goes against the value systems of this culture. While CJ always
Having a child in the rap industry goes against the values of the culture? But what does that even mean, bro? What do you mean? So you have a child and you're going against gangster rap? Values? Bro, this man's smoking
always associated
something.
himself with a tough, street-orientated image, rapping about crime and violence. He was following the culture
What's
of the
wrong
rap
with being a
industry.
good
But as
father,
soon as
bro?
he started acting against it, building a
Gangsters
family,
don't be good
starting
fathers?
a new happy life, was
Oh,
completely
man,
against his
what's going
core
on?
ideology. So by becoming this parent who took a year's break, CJ had just proved his claims of being a gangster were all fake. And so his public perception
So
as a
because he was a
hardcore
dad,
streetwise
he's not
victor was
gangster no more?
destroyed, as many of his fans were
Gangsters
attracted to
have
the
kids
artist's
too, bro.
rebellious and edgy persona.
Wait, hold up,
to seeing them as a
hold up. Let's just give it a chance there. It's just glitching a bit. Oh, slow down. His and Junior, his Lambo. Okay.
responsible, loving
His
parent
and
doesn't
Junior
really
is
align with their
Lambos.
expectations of the rap industry. And this could be seen by CJ's fans' reactions on social
Not
media.
gangster.
And that's why CJ's song Gangster received almost no attention. After 4 months, the song
damn
has
it.
less than 300,000 views. In a fast-paced and competitive industry, you need to do a lot of things to keep the fans from fading. You have to be constantly active, maintain an image, and you need to keep the music coming.
That's
and CJ
true.
failed in all of these areas, and his
Damn.
career as a rapper was
Said
fading
he failed
too,
in all these
because the value
areas.
system of the rap industry is completely against that of having a family. But it wasn't just
Bro,
this.
what is he talking about? The value system of the rap industry goes against having a family? Bro, rappers be having mad family. What does he mean? So if you're a gangster rapper, you can't have a family? What are you talking about, bro? I've never seen that to be a thing in my life. Well, maybe, I don't know, man. I've just never seen that, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I need to have some
Back in the day when a rapper rose
guy's
to
making me
fame,
heated.
he had to earn his way there. And CJ simply didn't take those steps. But what was possibly more detrimental to his career was that CJ lacked respect. And this can also be said about Lil Pump, who has a song with over 1 billion views on YouTube,
Dude,
yet has no relevance in
1
2023.
billion views?
Lil Pump's rise to fame came out of nowhere. He burst onto the music
Jesus.
scene in 2016 with a
Lil
song
Pump.
Elementary, and
Gucci
quickly
Gang
became
blew
a
up,
leading
bro.
figure in the SoundCloud rap movement. Although his career basically started by sitting on the back of Smoke Pup's career, he captured many of Smoke Pup's listeners as the wild dude in his songs and videos. In fact, from the Lil Pump put on an edgy persona and kept
Wait. So, you telling me Perp came up first, he put Lil Pump on, Pump went up, and then left Perp behind. That's like a tongue twister. What the hell? Damn. Cause yeah, no. Perp fell off, bro. Like he fell off. Pump is like a kind of like an influencer nowadays. Like Perp. That man's gone, buddy. That man's out of here, buddy.
This clearly resonated with fans who were drawn to his nonchalant, pump it up attitude. And despite
Pump it
not
up.
having much experience in the game, Lil Pump
I remember how they were like correlating Joe Budden's Pump It Up with Lil Pump. They were calling Joe Budden Big Pump. That's wild. Hey, yo.
His music garnered millions of listeners. He started going to different shows and made some more collaborations. These played a significant role in his rise to fame. His work with artists like Smoke Pop and
why is it
XXXTentacion helped expand his reach and solidify his presence in the music scene.
Hold up. Let me just make sure it's...
But a real turning point came with Gucci Gang. This track became a sensation, spreading like wildfire. Its
Gucci Gang.
repetitiveness and addictive nature made it a cultural phenomenon, and Lil Pump was suddenly a household name. Beyond the music, Lil Pump's unique image, complete with vibrant dreads and face tattoos, made him stand out. He had some more hits alongside Gucci Gang.
Bro, I feel like in this era, like, all Mexicans just had their shirt off and just tatted to the brim. And then they had the colorful hair. Not all Mexicans, obviously. Guys, don't come for my head top. I don't mean all of you. But especially the young dudes. Like, they were heavily jacking that style. Like, colored dreads, freaking tats everywhere, always shirtless, bust down, pinky ring. Anyway.
Rose and Boss, all of which went viral on SoundCloud,
D-Rose,
YouTube, and
D-Rose,
TikTok. But
D-Rose.
something Lil Pump loved to do was be extravagant on camera. In live streams, he'd throw a TV into the pool, wreck hotel rooms, do drugs, and get wasted. While this character was unconventional,
Yeah, I feel like Lil Pump, he was also another one who kind of was at, I think he was also at peak SoundCloud era. Like 2018, around there. Like, he was the last of the guys who really, really blew up on SoundCloud. At least in the 2010s.
it's what his fans loved. And with so much hype and fame, Lil Pump signed a deal with Warner Records. This was all
And
before
finessed them.
he was even 17 years
finessed
old.
Warner.
But taking on the persona of the bad boy who did what he wanted and when he wanted, led him to make
Yeah.
headlines for all the wrong reasons. In February 2018, Lil Pump was arrested for discharging a weapon and firing it without a cause. According to Lil Pump at the
Man
time,
was off them Zads,
3
I remember
individuals had
this.
tried to break into his home and fired at the door. When questioned by the police,
what was happening.
Lil
Man
Pump
was
claimed
playing with
he'd
his
been
gun.
smoking weed and the cops didn't buy a story about intruding,
Hey!
sparking
Whoa!
an investigation.
Hey!
A few hours later, the police
Oh
returned
Lord! My freaking light just freaking combusculated. Guys, it's all going wrong in this video. I won't lie to you, but hey, it is what it is. We move.
to his apartment with a search warrant, and during the search they discovered an unloaded handgun outside in the bushes and later located ammunition for the gun inside the apartment. They also found that the bullet was shot from inside the house, not from the outside, as Lil Pump claimed. The police also found large amounts of marijuana in the house. As a result of these findings, Lil Pump was arrested for discharging
I
a weapon.
remember this is the most coherent Pump has ever sounded when he was talking to these agents or officers or whatever you call them. Like, he sounded like a normal human being for once.
Where people live. Lil Pump's mother was put under investigation for endangering a minor due to the presence of an unsecured gun in their home. And because Lil Pump was under the age of 18, he was sent to juvenile detention, meaning he had to take a moment out of the limelight. But he wasn't done hurting his career just yet. Despite only joining the rap scene for less than a year, Lil Pump was already damaging his reputation and disrespecting the rap game. Clearly, his fame started getting to his head after Gucci Gang's rise to the top.
The 2010s,
in April 2018,
was
rapper Lil Pump and Smoke Pub teased a song titled "Fuck J. Cole." And so J. Cole
disrespect
taking a shot at these SoundCloud rappers in his track 1985. Now, if you don't already know, J. Cole has been in the rap scene since 2007 and is very well respected. Although he didn't mention Lil Pump by name, it left strong hints that it was directed at him.
2007? Okay.
Everybody say the music that they make is dumb. I remember I was 18. Money, pussy, party, I was on the same thing. You gotta give a boy a chance to cross.
Yo, I love that album. I don't know if it was on this album. KOD. This song was on that album, I think, if I remember correctly. But I loved KOD. A lot of people say Cole went a bit left there. I loved KOD, bro. Some dope
Cole
tracks
pretty much called out Lil Pump and other SoundCloud rappers for blowing everything they make, putting on a show as it will never end, making the call that their fame was never gonna last. So Lil Pump reacted to the song live on Instagram, saying,
"Wow, you get so much props. You just a 17-year-old. Lame ass jit."
And J. Cole would mention that he wasn't aiming this directly at Lil Pump. It was more of an if the shoe fits of the song. But the beef escalated, with Lil Pump fans chanting "fuck J. Cole" and J. Cole fans chanting "fuck Lil Pump." About a month later, with their fans fighting each other online, J. Cole and Lil Pump sat down for an hour-long interview after Rolling Loud. Instead of biting each other's throats, the two worked things out. But J. Cole's prophecy of Lil Pump's fate as a rapper would come true not so long after.
You ain't all that hard, my boy!
Lil Pump was trying to see how fast he could destroy his career, as he sparked controversies consistently. He was called racist for referring to Asian people as chongs, although he apologized for this and changed the lyrics, as being dubbed racist won't get you anywhere in the rap game. And so by the time he released his album Harvard Dropout, the excitement over Lil Pump had dwindled, and none of the tracks went viral.
The problem now is that he's just gotten boring, he's effectively painted himself into a corner, and has kind of run out of ideas and has no choice left but to just make his music sound slicker and more expensive. And surely that's going to appeal to some people, but to anyone who enjoyed the debut tape for its raw energy and almost punkish attitude on Harvard Dropout, yeah, that's completely gone.
Throughout 2019, Lil Pump dropped a few more tracks, none gaining any traction once again. He also met up and endorsed Donald Trump, even showing up to Trump rallies where Trump misnamed Lil Pump.
The world, Lil Pimp.
Lil Pimp.
And for people in the rap game, he was now aligning himself with a conservative leader, going completely against the rap culture. So even more of his fans stopped caring about him. And so by 2020, Lil Pump effectively had no attention. He wasted almost all of his money from his deals, and things weren't looking up for him. This led to Lil Pump announcing his retirement on Twitter.
Yo, those some ugly ass shades, boy.
I'm gonna go be an astronaut.
Ugly
But
ass
everybody
shades,
knew
boy.
he was only making a claim for clout and didn't mean it. While Pump thought he was a household name like Eminem, he was slowly turning into an artist
like
that nobody
Eminem
cared about. Lil Pump was oblivious to this and made a fatal mistake.
That's what he
In
thought.
December 2021, Lil Pump and rapper Ronnie J released a surprise collab album called No Name. They didn't advertise it.
Hey, it was like really the Wild Wild West back then, because Ronnie J always used to say he didn't even mix his beats, bro. He just put the bass super loud, put everything else low, and that was it. But Ronnie J is a goat in that era. The 2010 SoundCloud era. How did his tag go? Ooh, Ronnie. I can't remember. But Ronnie
hoping it would take off and excite their fan base. But despite having a song with over 1 billion views on YouTube, Lil Pump didn't have a following anymore.
Crazy.
His fans weren't waiting for him to release new music, and the album flopped with only one of the songs reaching 1 million plays on Spotify. When questioned whether J. Cole was right about his fame and career fading away, Lil Pump said J. Cole was still wrong.
Do you feel like he
gonna say
predicted kind of like what ended up happening
he's
with
not
your
gonna say,
rap
yeah, no,
career?
J. Cole's right, I flopped.
No.
Because I'm still here.
Although he tried to regain attention in 2022 by promising the release of Lil Pump 2, things just weren't looking good, and so he announced that he had allegedly lost his hard drive to Lil Pump too. Yet, pretty much nobody bought that excuse or even cared about it.
Guys, I lost my hard drive to LP2. I lost it in the middle of a lake. I can't find it. Can you please help me find it? Please help me, please!
And although Lil Pump has released some music just a month ago, his top song has under 250.
If he lost it in a lake, how are you supposed to retrieve the data? It's probably damaged, bro. Did he drop this recently? Oh, and I don't even be checking for Pump,
1,000 views and doesn't seem to be grabbing anyone's attention. Lil Pump didn't work his way up, and he's lasted longer than others who rose with him, but he's clearly at the end of his overhyped career. And while Lil Pump was completely oblivious to his downfall, the next rapper was perhaps too focused on his downfall. Unlike the other rappers on this list, DaBaby was aware of what would and wouldn't hurt his career. But being too self-aware has turned DaBaby into a failure of a rapper and a meme.
Yo, DaBaby's career ended so unnecessarily. Like, DaBaby didn't have to do what he did. Like, for no good reason. Like, he just ended everything. He just said some nonsense, bro. Nonsense. Like, why? He had everything. He had the world in his hand, in his palm. And he just had to say some crazy shit. What can you do?
It's about you. Let's go.
Jonathan Lindale Kirk, aka DaBaby, worked his way to the top of the rap field, releasing albums regularly and putting in the hard work like those before him. He took a lot of inspiration from Eminem, 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, and he started making music that had a message behind it. But it wasn't always smooth sailing. DaBaby made a career doing what he calls, quote, street activities, which is basically being a
gang activity, homie. That's what DaBaby was on. DaBaby was not here for games. DaBaby was standing on business, bro. This man was slapping niggas, shooting niggas, punching women, trying to kiss random women. Like, this guy was just going crazy, bro. Like, I don't know what was going on. And the crazy thing is, this man was not getting cancelled for all those things. But once he pissed off the wrong crowd, it was raps. Lights out. Good night. Now we see this man
a thug and selling drugs for a living. By the age of 21, he'd already gained a vast amount of money and built his way up in the gang world. Being raised in the streets, DaBaby related to a lot of old school rap music, and this made him want to make a few songs of his own. So DaBaby started releasing mixtapes back in 2014, and 10 mixtapes later in 2016. And with his song Light Show taking off, this gave him a huge boost in his career. Back then he couldn't.
What? How many mixtapes did he say in 1 year?
And with his song Light Show taking back in 2014, and 10 mixtapes later in 2016. And with his song Light Show taking off, this gave him a huge boost in his career.
That's still crazy.
Back then he called himself Baby Jesus, but eventually changed it to the more appropriate DaBaby. But to release
Wait, whoa. I gotta slow down. Because I just heard something crazy. So anyway, 2014 to 2016, he released like 10 plus mixtapes? That's crazy, bro. He was putting in work. And then what I just heard him say now is that he used to call himself Baby Jesus. That is derogatory. So anyway, now I guess, I don't know if y'all know Harid the Messiah, but shout out to Harid the Messiah. He calls himself Baby Jesus now. So did he just debo the name? Took it for himself? Harid, what's going on?
10 mixtapes and only have one hit isn't exactly a solid track record.
10
but this
mixtapes
one made
and one
DaBaby
hit is
unique.
wild.
He was able to find what worked and what didn't,
record, right?
and adapted to a sound that people started to enjoy. And over the years, he started to gain a bit of traction, showing up at every show possible and working on a social media presence.
Bro, DaBaby was like,
you could find.
Oh my god. Why is this man in a diaper, bro? Like, and the diaper looks like it's full with bush, bruh. DaBaby. But honestly, guys, DaBaby was like the new age, like 50 Cent, the gangster rapper, but he was like a pop rapper. Like, the pop mainstream embraced him, but he was still for the streets.
Find many videos of the rapper wearing nothing but a diaper. This
Why is man
was
freaking wearing Huggies, bro?
And it worked because his debut album Baby on Baby would eventually sell over 120,000 copies in just its first week alone.
Gimmick.
And the single Suge reached number 7 on the US Billboard Hot 100.
Man said the single Suge. My man, that does not say Suge. Shug. How about Shug, huh? Hey, buddy?
A year later, he released Rockstar,
Shoot.
which spent 7 weeks sitting at number 1 on
Yo,
the Billboard Hot
Rockstar.
100.
Wait,
And for a
I'm sorry. Rockstar was like the peak of the Baby's and Roddy Ricch's careers. That was literally the peak. That song did so well for the both of them, and then I don't know what happened after that. Cannot find a trace of either of these men anymore. Well, the Baby, he's trying. He's still trying to make a comeback. As for Roddy, I don't know what happened to that guy. Like, after the flop of the last album, he was just like, I'm out, bro. Deuces. I'm gone. And both of them were like,
moments in his career, he was the most streamed artist on
2020?
Spotify. Needless to say, this was
the
monumental
most streamed
success.
artist on
And over
Spotify.
the years, DaBaby would become
At
a
a point.
decorated rapper
That's
with a long list of
crazy.
awards and Grammy nominees.
That's
But along with the
crazy.
success, there were many controversies pushing DaBaby off the edge of the modern rap world. Notably in November 2019,
Oh,
while
man.
DaBaby was shopping at Walmart,
stand on business, bro. You can't play with the Baby. The Baby was one you could not punk, you could not confront without getting a beat down or a gun down.
2 men approached and started aggravating DaBaby. Now, what actually went down in the moment is a
Worst
bit
choice they could have ever
complicated,
made.
But a few moments later, and DaBaby would pull out a pistol and shoot one of the men in the gut.
Straight in
The man
Walmart.
bled out and died that
Boom.
evening. But interestingly enough, this didn't set his career back that much. In fact,
This was not a setback. This boosted his career. Like, this is how I heard of the Baby. When he shot a nigga in Walmart. That's when I started listening to the Baby. It's freaking crazy.
this
Rap
happened
is wild.
shortly before the height of his career as
Rap is wild. Like,
a rapper. Probably because shooting people and being a ruthless murderer is what the rap world's all about. That's
oh,
the
come on. That's not what it's all about.
culture, and people like the
That's
authentic,
not the
aggressive style
culture. It's
behind
part
it.
of the culture. It's
This
not
wouldn't be
all.
his only criminal incident.
It's not
In
everything
May
it's
2020,
about.
DaBaby was arrested for robbery, but this time it wasn't cool.
Why is he robbing
a
people in 2020?
multi-millionaire beat up and robbed a concert promoter in Miami because apparently the promoter shorted DaBaby of $10,000.
Oh, nah,
and
nah,
so
nah.
DaBaby stole his money, a
Yeah.
valuable camera,
Stand
and
on
other
business.
belongings.
You
All
better.
of this was captured on camera,
Like you should.
and as a result, DaBaby was detained
Pay him-
and
pay him his
subsequently
money,
questioned
boy.
by the police. And
the
this would just
Baby.
be one of many assault charges laid against DaBaby. But it was moments
Yeah, no,
like this that
DaBaby
would
was
start to
just-
ruin his image. Why would he do this? He's at the
Hooks
top of
left and right,
Spotify,
boy.
going completely viral. Memes of him everywhere. And yet he still couldn't control his anger.
Look at that.
This time, the
Stand
rap
on
industry
business.
would wince. And then in the same year, DaBaby slapped one of his own fans, trying to just get a picture. After this, he would finally
Hey,
get
DaBaby was
flagged.
wilding,
And so
bro.
DaBaby would come to Instagram
Throughout his whole
with his fans
career, he was
pouring
just
hatred
wilding.
towards his way. And although him turning to Instagram was just trying to keep up his image, it seemed to only damage it more.
Sincerely apologize. I do.
Sincerely apologize.
Very sorry that there was a female on the other end of that
What angle is
flashlight
this?
on that phone.
What type
But you know.
of camera angle are you using here, boy?
Keep in mind, I couldn't see you because you got the flash this close to me, which is okay. It's no problem.
Oh man, it's doing
A
its
lot
thing
of people
again.
did.
Hold on, guys.
They didn't put it as close as
I
you
just need
put
to
it.
pause it a bit. Give it some chat. Wi-Fi's not Wi-Fiing, or Wi-Fi's not Wi-Fing. I don't know, man. I don't know.
But a lot of people had
Okay.
flash on me, and that's okay. You know, that's what I signed up for. That's the risk I take.
Bro, why is it doing this?
Come
Come on, Wi-Fi, don't do this to me now.
By addressing the controversy, he only brought more
DaBaby
attention to the
slapped a
situation.
female.
A fatal mistake
Wow.
DaBaby would make time and time again, and is probably one of the biggest factors towards his failure, addressing the issue in the first place.
towards
But it
his
wasn't
failure.
just that. The lack of disrespect for his fans, the culture, and being an aggressive thug starts to become unpleasant
Yo,
even for those
I
in rap.
remember this. I remember this clear as day. Yo, DaBaby just pulled up to the bowling alley and beat a nigga's ass, bro. Niggas were slipping and sliding in the fucking bowling lanes, bro. This shit was hilarious. This was the most hilarious shit I've ever seen, bro. Bro, this guy was not playing with y'all, bro. DaBaby was running shit, bro. Like, really running the streets. Wasn't taking no.
And then a year later,
freaking
in one of his music
disrespect
videos, he would hold up a
at
picture
all.
of Jojo Siwa. A kid's YouTuber made some crazy comments,
Jojo Siwa.
which was just weird. A well-respected rapper with a proper gangster history was now starting beef with a star who makes videos for children. This was met with a lot of backlash, and once again, DaBaby addressed it on social media, apologizing.
Jojo Siwa.
Again, bringing more attention to this ridiculous situation. But it only got worse from there. In 2020, DaBaby was then captured trying to kiss a fan who was rejecting him. In the video,
I remember this. I remember
he was
this like
clearly
it was
intoxicated,
yesterday.
and even once she pushed him
I
away.
remember this. Whoa, guys. Hey, my Wi-Fi is just failing us right at the end.
Making himself look more and more desperate.
Look how faded
not a
he
tough,
is.
stoic gangster like he made out to be. And what was his solution? Going back to Instagram to try and defend himself. But his image was slipping fast by this point, and things would just keep getting worse and worse for the baby, who shot another man in the leg after he was caught trespassing on
They was
his
just
property.
shooting everyone, bro.
Police say the
man was a
man
plague.
who was shot did not live at the home, and he was not
Duh. Of course he didn't
welcome
live at the
here.
home.
Now, police also telling us that the only two other people who were at the home at the time of the shooting were the baby and another person.
Then a week later, the baby was caught sucker punching one of the artists who was trying to help name Wisdom.
Nah, the baby was
his
going
image
crazy,
was on the
bro.
decline, but one
The baby was
situation would
honestly
affect his
going crazy,
career
bro.
above all else.
This
In
man was
August
just throwing
2020,
left and right.
The baby would make
Pulling
homophobic
triggers.
remarks on stage and hate on those who have HIV.
This is
This
what
was
I
the
couldn't
nail in the
understand.
coffin, as
This
over
was
the
the
next few
biggest
weeks,
flop
well-respected celebrities
ever.
would call
Like,
him out and disgrace the rapper for making
bro,
these comments. People like
he
Madonna,
did
Elton John.
he did all this crazy stuff, slapping people, shooting people, all of this, and he didn't get cancelled. But once he crossed the LGBTQIA plus V2 what, it was all raps, it was all over. That's when you knew, dude. They shut him down so fast, bro. Like, literally the next day, everything was gone, bro. Deals, gigs, bookings, endorsements, gone. Don't disrespect the
Dua Lipa and Demi Lovato.
LGBTQ.
While the baby apologized to those who were
Plus.
offended by the comments,
Okay.
most saw it as only another PR stunt. The apology didn't cut it anymore, so he would stream another video on Instagram, but it just felt half-hearted.
What me
Bro.
and my fans do at the
come
live
on,
show,
man. Come on, bro.
it don't concern you on the internet or you bitter on the internet. It's not y'all business.
It does concern y'all if y'all are in the crowd.
for
And
the
it's not just his
audience
fans. What
at
is he
the
talking
live
about?
show. It'll never
It was rolling loud.
translate correctly to somebody looking at a little 5-6 second clip.
Bro, people in the crowd were offended by what he said. Like, what is he talking about? Oh, you don't understand what me and my fans got going on. Bro, everybody was like, whoa, what are you talking about, bro? This man said something like, yo, if you didn't get F'd in the A before you came here, yo, you're winning. Like, just some crazy, like, if you don't have AIDS, you're winning. Like, bro, like, why you gotta say that? Like, for no good reason. Unprovoked, bro. Nobody provoked you. Out of no, or maybe somebody did provoke him. Maybe, who knows behind the scenes what happened.
In interviews
Who knows?
following the incident, it was still clear he wasn't truly sorry for his comments. And it was this moment on stage that was what finally destroyed his career.
Yeah, this
According
was
to
the
the
end.
baby, he had $30 million worth of show schedules that were cancelled. He had a deal with Burger King that was cancelled, and his sponsors with Boohoo Man pulled out. The baby even had to cancel one of his own shows as the venue had seating for 14,000 people, but yet only 500 tickets were actually sold. Eventually his album released in September 2022, Baby on Baby 2, but only saw 16,000 sales in the first week.
Bro, the
87%
fall-off was
less than his
real.
first debut album. And while he can still make a modest living off of his music, he's clearly destroyed his career.
Nah, definitely. Definitely destroyed his career. I agree with you there, matey. He messed up big time. The baby messed up big time. Oh, DJ Maporisa now. Yeah, guys, no, the baby... like, the baby could have been one of the greats of the 2020s. But he really just fumbled, bro. He really fumbled. And worse, it's not even his actions. It's just what he said was just so crazy that they had to get him out of here. Guys, I don't know why it's showing me Maporisa right now. Hold up. Maps. I can't go back, so it is what it is, guys. Yeah, guys, so that was, idiot rappers, I guess, who messed it all up in a matter of seconds. As you can see, okay, actually, let me know in the comments below, who do you guys feel fell off the hardest? Was it Xan? Was it the baby? Was it CJ? Or was it Lil Pump? Like, let me know in the comments below who flopped the hardest. For me personally, I think it was Xan, because Xan really fell off, bro. Like, fell off. The baby's at least still trying. Lil Pump is like an influencer. CJ might be gone too. It might be rest for him, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, man, leave a like, please, guys. Interact with me, guys. Interact. Don't just watch, man. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's have discourse down below. Come on, man. Let's talk. Other than that, yeah, man, it's been your boy Dwayze on Blaze. Until next time, guys, keep it real, stay safe. Yeah.